Hey guys, so I was packing up all this stuff the other day and I came across something that was a Christmas present that my parents gave me. I'm big on getting and doing meaningful gifts because I can buy you anything, and when kids are little that's all they want, but when Christmas starts meaning something you want more. Okay, first of all, when I started getting really sick and I was stuck in my bed and I had no other options, what I started doing is writing and drawing. So I would, hours of the night, there wasn't really the internet at that time, and there was no cell phones or any of those things. I mean, I'm only 44, but that's crazy to say. I'm laying in bed all the time, so sick, and so I started writing. I started writing short stories. I started writing poetry. I started writing dreams or hopes for my future, things that I wanted to happen in my future. And I made bucket lists and all kinds of things. This is when I started writing. When I was 17, I remember this happening. I went to a football game at Western Kentucky with my parents, and I was having a really hard time. I'd had surgery on my knee. I was on crutches. I had a giant brace on my knee, and I was very sick. My husband's pressure washing behind me, and I'm exhausted. Today's gonna be a rough day. Today's the day that I think my dog and my cat are gonna go to grandma's. That's hard. So anyway, this was a bad time to find this, but I found the present. Okay, so I'm in the back of my parents' car. We had gone to a football game. My parents had tried to get me out. We drove all the way down to Western Kentucky, and I was sitting in the car on the way home. It was raining, and I pulled out my journal, and I wrote this poem. And somehow my parents, I think I read it to my parents, and then we went somewhere and they found this picture and showed it to me. And then at Christmas they had taken my poem and put it with this picture and framed it all beautiful. And I still have it, even though the glass is broken out. But I'll show you the picture. He held you gently, whispering loving words of reassurance. I will not forget thee, nor forsake thee. I will not fail thee. And then you were born. Okay, now I'm going to try to read you the poem that I wrote and not cry. It says, a very long time ago, before this life had begun, before Adam and Eve, and before the earth and the sun, we were gathered together and given two plans, and asked to choose where we would stand. But there was a young girl who was very confused. She felt both were right and didn't know which to choose. So quietly she spoke to her heavenly Father above. I'm not sure I can leave and be away from your love. Gosh, this is so hard. And she asked her dear Father, why must I go far from your side to a place so unknown? I can't even see it. And sweetly he said, soon, child, you will see. You must go now to return back to me. I'll send you with love to another Father who cares, who will help you along, and your love he will share. Many years pass by, and sickness sets in. Her time is now short, and her father steps in to find a frail girl, weak and in pain. Though try as he does, her life can't be maintained. With her last breath of life, she struggles to speak. She has to whisper the words, for she was so weak. And she asks her earthly father, why must I go far from your side to a place so unknown? And sweetly he says, soon, child, you will see. Even though you go now, you're being set free. From a world full of hate to one full of love. Go safely, sweet child, to heaven above. Then all is quiet, and she silently slips away. And there she will wait until they're together again someday. And it has my maiden name on it. I wrote that in a time when I thought I was dying. And I was. I was 17 years old. And that started a lifetime full of poetry and running soundtracks in my head because I latched onto music during those sick times. It was my safe haven. Music was my safe haven, and writing kept me sane. So hopefully I read that enough that you guys could understand it. I'll try to type it in the description, but I can't do this.